What really happens after death? One question, a question humanity has searched thousands of years to answer. And the strange part is, every civilization in the world claims to have an answer. But every answer is different. In ancient Egypt, it was believed that your truth would be weighed upon a scale. In ancient Greece, they believed that your deeds would decide your fate. In India, it was said that every action eventually returns to you. And in Christian tradition, your sins and your faith would determine your destiny. If true justice really exists, then it should have only one form. Then why are they all so different? Perhaps, to understand that, we must follow the story of one man. A man who believed that he had lived a righteous life. Nearly 3,000 years ago, in the land of ancient Egypt, where endless deserts stretched in every direction and the mighty Nile flowed through its heart, where people carved their stories into stone, and where death was taken even more seriously than life itself, there lived a man. His name was Ani. He was no king, nor a warrior. He was a scribe, a man who recorded people's lives, their deeds, their truths, preserving them on papers. But there was one truth he had hidden from himself. Ani believed that he had lived an honorable life. He had never stolen, never deceived anyone, and never intentionally harmed another person.
And because of that, he was certain that when my time comes, I'll be spared. But sometimes the most dangerous thing isn't making the wrong choice. It's believing you're already right. A child asks him for help. He pauses, then walks away. Someone is treated unjustly.
Talk now, or this gets worse.
He sees it, but says nothing. A moment when he could have made a difference. But, he tells himself, it's not my responsibility. Then one day, he takes his final breath. But that wasn't the end. Instead, the noise disappears, and all that remains is silence. When Ani opens his eyes, he isn't alone. Standing before him is someone, a face that is not human. A figure standing perfectly still, as if time itself has stopped for him. No anger, no mercy, only an unshakable silence. He is Anubis. In ancient Egypt, death was never the end. It was part of a divine order. Every soul had to walk the same path. And on that journey, no one walked alone. It was believed that an entire realm of gods existed,
Let the record show
each with a sacred purpose.
shines upon all silence.
Some gave life, some governed time, and others delivered the final judgment. But among them, there was one unlike the rest. He passes no punishment and offers no forgiveness. Instead, he simply leads the way. Anubis stands at the gateway from which no soul ever returns, and beyond which no lie can follow. He does not judge you. He simply guides you to the place where you can no longer hide from yourself. Ani wants to speak, to defend himself, but here there are no questions. Here, there is only truth. A great chamber. At its center stands a scale. On one side rests Ani's heart. On the other, a single feather. The feather of truth. Ani smiles. He believes this will be easy. But the moment his heart is placed upon the scale, something begins to change. His life unfolds before his eyes. Every moment when he could have acted, but chose not to. Every truth he could have spoken, but kept to himself. And then, Ani finally realizes he never did evil, but neither did he do what was right. The scale wasn't weighing his deeds. It was weighing the person he had become. Slowly, his heart begins to sink. Anubis says nothing. And Ani comes to an end. But the story doesn't end there. Now imagine if Ani had been born somewhere else. In ancient Greece, he would have stood before different judges. His deeds would have been examined. Perhaps he might have been spared. In India, his journey wouldn't have ended. His actions would have followed him into another life. Ani wouldn't simply cease to exist. His journey would continue. In Christian belief, he would be judged for his sins. But if he had embraced faith, perhaps he could have been forgiven. The same man comes to an end in one belief, is spared in another, and is reborn in yet another. So, which one is true? Does justice depend on the system that defines it? Or is justice itself nothing more than an idea? Or could it be that we created these rules ourselves, rules that no human being could ever truly live up to? And perhaps we don't know the answer, but we'd love to know what you think. Which belief makes the most sense to you? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below.